Hello, welcome to Solihull Parkrun. It's actually called Brueton Parkrun, but it's in the centre of Solihull, in this nice Brueton Park that's next to the main town centre. Welcome to the video. This is going to be a 5k. It's a 2-lap course. The first lap is slightly different from the second lap, and a slight uphill sprint at the very end, but mostly it's a really flat course, get a good time. It's a very busy one, so it's hard to get a good start unless you're in the first few people, which I probably won't be. As always, trying to get under 25 minutes. It's 2 weeks now until the Great Birmingham Run. Got my free entry, hooray. So I'm trying to get 10k in under 50 minutes. We'll see how that goes. So this is just going to be a nice training run. We'll try and take it at good speed and we'll see how we go at the end. The weather is lovely. 10 degrees Celsius, beautiful sunshine, and not too much wind either. So I'm stood nice and comfortable in this park and we'll see how we get on. Oh, that's it.
Okay, off we go. Welcome to Brueton Parkrun. It's a busy one. It actually takes us 28 seconds to even get to the start, which is good because it means I can take some time off my finishing time to give me a better time than I thought I'd got.
A walk start here.
And there we go, across the start line. So yeah, welcome to Brueton Parkrun. It's in the centre of Solihull. You can see the church just in the background there in the shot. We started away down the field. I didn't think I've started that far down. I kind of worked out that I was probably like halfway down the field, felt about right. I'll maybe go past a few people, but this was real jogging pace at the start here. So it's a 2-lap course. The 2 laps are slightly different, as you can see on the map. The first lap slightly shorter, but this is the finish line here, so we just do this short start round this corner. I guess that might make the laps the same distance, but a different shape. I don't know. What's nice about this course is there's a little tent you might see on the right here, where you can put your bag while you're running. So for those of us who arrive by public transport or by bike, there's actually a place where you can put your stuff, which is really helpful. I went on the outside round this corner, a bit cheeky. I think you're supposed to stick to the inside, but it's really difficult to get past people. So busy. So I think coming up is Rad's little sprint to try and get past a bunch of people. So if you suddenly see this picture going really fast, that's because of me.
I didn't think I'd started that far down.
There we go, that's perfect. High speed Rad. There's my bike. And there's the new line bikes, which I helped them move at the start. Lots of kids in this one. We passed quite a bunch of them, but we're still going really slowly here. I was impressed with this lady's shorts. I'm wearing beautiful bright shorts, as you probably saw in the intro. This lady's also wearing beautiful bright shorts. So this is the main park entrance, as it were. We come round to here, and then we're running down the main path into the park. It's still not super wide, though. So it's a beautiful sunny day. It was only about 11 degrees. I was still running in long sleeves, not short sleeves. But it got warmer as the day went on, although it was a bit rainy later in the day. There was a small amount of wind. You can't really see it in the trees, but there was an advantage to hiding behind people at certain bits. What I'm really glad is that what doesn't come over in this video is how frustrated I was here trying to get around the people. My little brain's going, oh, they're running in a 2. Why can't they just run in a 1? Why can't they? I was trying to keep it nice and chill and relaxed, which I think comes across. A lot of people were running on the grass to get past people, but it was very wet grass, and I didn't really see the benefit to getting my shoes wet and having to run the rest of the course with the shoes. Another child here as we come through. So it's basically this first little quarter lap that causes a problem, just because there's so many people. And it's my own fault, really, because I should have started further up the field. This bit felt particularly narrow. You can hear me say this is a nightmare. And you can see how well or badly different people get on with it. I'm sure we catch up with the guy with the headphones that was started next to me at some point. And I think we go past that lady in the grey trousers that just went past on the grass soon as well. And here we are back round to the start. So this isn't the first lap. This is the first bit of the first lap, as it were. And here we go. We squeeze out here onto the right-hand side. They don't like us running on the right-hand side, but you kind of need to get past the people at some point.
We will. We just got to get there.
Off we go. And you can tell by my heart rate, 136, that we would just be jogging it so far. Okay, off we go. Let's go for it. The trouble is to not over-sprint this as well. I feel like it went okay. But as you can see from my time, the first kilometre was not super fast. Another big group coming up here. So yeah, 5:51 for the first kilometre, which is, 29-minute pace. So maybe it's not so bad. But a bunch of that is in the last few meters where we've been overtaking these people. So you can still see another big clump of people here. You got to get past all these. I considered doing it so that the video shows what position I'm in, because you can work it out from the end. I eventually come 191st in this, out of, I think, nearly 600 runners, so it's not too bad. But there were so many people today that I didn't think it was going to be an easy job to be able to put what place I'm in. Because I must pass like 100 people or something, I don't know. I potentially stay near this bloke on the left for most of it. I think I come 4 places behind him in the end. And again, it's interesting how we're just all just running through here, just trying to pick up the places. I thought the left-hand side might be a good idea here, but actually people were squeezing to the left, so it didn't work. So I did a good job, and then I had to stop here for ages. Oh, wow. It's not a race anyway, it's fine. It's just interesting because don't come here super often. It's not one which I knew how far down the course to stop. So we run down here, and it brings us to a completely different part of the park that doesn't feel like we're in the town at all. It feels like we're in the countryside. I think that's one of the things that's really nice about this course, is the car park that's this end feels like it's on a country lane. So in that short time, it feels like we've run from one part of the world to another. I always feel like it's good when you manage to get somewhere. So this is just a little mini lap here around the island here. Again, it gives a little bit more space to overtake. Here's another one of my mates with the yellow shirt on. Look, isn't it beautiful through here with the light and the trees and everything? I thought this was lovely.
Come on in.
Say hi to the marshals, remember. And so now we turn and come along the river for just a little while. And then we can come back. So that's a mile in about 8:45 or something like that. And not terrible. It's not really race pace. In 2 weeks, it's the Great Birmingham Run. I've managed to be given a free place because of who I work for. I was hoping to get under 50 minutes. And so these park runs are supposed to be all under 25 and ideally under 24. Ideally something like 23 to guarantee a 50-minute 5K, but it's very difficult, a 50-minute 10K, but it's very difficult to know how I'm doing when I'm doing these jogs. But I feel like these not full pace runs aren't the worst idea. Here we go, and into the next little corner. The course is flat, but it is a little bit undulating. I looked at the numbers and it just goes up by about 8 meters or something. But this little section here that's supposed to be nice and easy and flat does feel like it's got the undulations in. I think I'm going up very slightly here, and then it goes down, and then it goes up again for the end. Just this amount that for me tires me out a little bit more than it might do otherwise. There's still people coming past. And obviously it's a public park, so you see the people on their bikes and everything else as well here. You've got to be a bit careful. It's much nicer watching it back, just seeing me slowly come through the crowd. When I was here, I was tired. I feel like running and trying to concentrate is really difficult. We're only in heart rate zone 3 here, top of zone 3. So we're not really struggling in terms of cardiovascular. But I had done a fast 10K practice the day before, and I could feel it in my legs. So I felt like I was going top speed at the moment in terms of exhaustion. But then I looked at my heart rate and I was like, actually, I got a little bit here that I could have. I try and say hi to people as I go past them. But yeah, we're still coming through here, aren't we? Gosh. And puffed out as well. This is what I meant. Look how many people I come past. I must have started right at the back. I didn't feel that way. Oh well. Experience. So we get to have a little chat in a minute. You'll hear one of the most exciting discussions that you've ever heard. This was nice. Finally a bit of track with nobody in it. It lasted a very short time. It allows us to get the hammer down.
I don't know what that means, but maybe that's halfway. Is that halfway?
Nearly. What time did he say?
12:20.
Okay, that's pretty good. We keep the same pace. We're on for about 26. Over.
This guy was right. Just over 26, he was spot on.
The finish markers are there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the most exciting conversation that you've ever heard. But yeah, as I say, we came past this guy just before. He finishes about 4 places ahead of me, but for a while he disappears into the distance. He'd obviously been following me round though, because I overtook him about a lap ago. That's it. We just passed the start, and then you'll see that they've set the finish up on the side here. Quite dynamic how they have to do the course here. I don't think that's unusual in park runs. This lady's wearing the same backpack that's on my back. And there's the finish line ready for the next lap. We didn't get lapped, which is always a benefit. And then here you'll get a better view of that tent I was talking about just on the right hand side here. My bag's in there. Still coming through. I'm impressed as people with the dogs still this far up the field. Impressive. I guess we're finally up to pace here. I guess. From what I looked in the data, the first lap was slow, but the rest were around 5 minute kilometer pace. So that's 8 minute mile pace. A couple of them just under, a couple of them just over. So if I'd had a clear start, I would have been close to 25 minutes on the bone. But I'm not quite sure whether would have been able to get under. I feel like maybe that's okay given how sore my legs are. But we'll see. So the second lap has an extra slice in it. If you come round here, you'll see we suddenly take a left turn down some very narrow paths. So this is still a cycle path here, but we take this. Oh, it's this right turn here, and then it's little narrow one. I didn't cut the corner. But this is why we can't do this on the first lap. Obviously, just to make up the distance. I discovered that straight ahead of us here, this is the grounds of a prep school or something. Very posh. So closing in on the 3rd kilometre here. It's going a bit better than it was. 15:51. So we're still that kind of 51 seconds behind the 5 minute kilometre pace, and that's because of the first lap. So I guess fair enough. I think I've got some fast work to do this week in terms of training, and then the next week it's trying to do the taper right, and then we'll see how we go with our 10k. I've got this 10k coming up, and I'm hopefully going to do the 4 Farms 10k in the middle of May as well, which I also did last year. I was hoping to do the Sutton Fun Run, but it turns out I'm in Rotterdam that weekend, so hopefully we'll pick up Brueton Parkrun as well, which is always cool. Not that I can pronounce its name. I'm just going to say Brueton Parkrun. So as I say, one thing I noticed, and I was noticing around this time, was that my heart rate is not in full running pace. We're only at 155. Means I am running slightly within myself still at this point, which by over halfway, I'm often at 162 or what have you by then. So I think I'm chalking that up to the fact that my legs just didn't really want to do it yesterday. It's also me trying to desperately find good news about my speed. I was hoping I'd be a lot faster than this. You can put that down to weight as much as anything. So you can see in the picture there, that guy in the blue is a long way off. He's about 5 places ahead of me. We do catch up with him a little bit. I'm pleased with that. I didn't realise we really did, but we do catch up. Just keep it going. I'm in the barefoot shoes today, so you can hopefully hear that my cadence is high. I think we've got 191 or something average cadence for this, which is really good. Hopefully it's keeping my knees in better shape than they would be otherwise. I used to run completely in bare feet, but it was very hard to get back to after the pandemic, and some of these paths, this would have been absolutely perfect for barefoot running, but some of the courses, particularly where they've got the tar spray and chip surface down, it just feels like running in pincushion all the way around. You can do it, but it's too painful. It's too much training to get back to it. So I'm more towards here, as you can see, running the same pace as everyone else. So this is where my team were. Team Rad. This section just feels longer than than you want it to be. Very much uphill all the way. Like I say, not too bad. I feel like this little corner is the worst uphill section. It's not really too bad, but it's just enough to irritate you. Particularly at this point where you're starting to get quite tired. Another marshal here. Thank you to all the marshals. This one feels like it's a difficult one to marshal. I feel like once these courses get quite busy like this one, then it's a proper job of work to marshal and organise and everything. I think they did a really good job. I suspect they also had problems with the numbers today as well, as we didn't get our result until the afternoon. And that put me in 192nd place, not 191st, so I'm not quite sure what happened with the tickets. But yeah, they all do a great job. Here we go, 20th minute. And we're at 3.8k, maybe 3.9. Still jogging through, a few people coming past me. Can't help but feel I really wanted it to end at this stage. I just don't think I've got the longevity. That's my real worry about this 10k, is that even at 5k, I'm getting to 3 or 4 kilometers. I'm thinking I could just stop now, it'd be fine. To be fair, I had cycled 10 miles to get here and cycled 10 miles back or whatever on the electric bike. But even so, it's still effort, isn't it? So yeah, 2050 for 4k. So again, we're just keeping up that kind of just about 5 miles per kilometer pace. One last turn. Can't emphasize how nice it looks around here. What a beautiful day it was. And having had the rain earlier in the year, it's all really, really green as well. Looks really nice. This path's also a little bit narrow. If you get stuck behind people here, you just have to keep it chill. So this blue one here isn't the blue man that overtook me. I think that's right. I think the blue man is the one that's further up ahead. I need to learn their names, really. Hello to the tail walkers. Apparently they're having a walk week.
Come on in.
800 to go, they think. 22:15, did he say? Okay, he was about right. So I thought it's about 4 minutes from here. I guess it is. I guess it's about right. Maybe 3:50. Yeah, they said they were having a park walk week or something. I don't know if it's everyone's going to walk next week. Something like that. Anyway, to encourage people who think, oh, it's all running and this isn't for me, and to come and join in. It just seemed like a nice idea. And here we go, the final sprint. I looked at my watch at some point here and said, I need to get the heart rate up a bit. And you see I pulled it up to 161. So finally, we're at proper pace. And we jump past a good few people here. As tired as I was, I think I had a bit more left than everyone else. Good view of me running. You see my head there. The stabilization on the camera means that my head stays perfectly still while the rest of the image moves. Another hello. Just nip past the man with the dog again, who seems to have done exceptionally well to have got this far around with the dog. Just a little one with little legs. I don't know much about dogs. Maybe they can run fast, but seems really good. Thank you, volunteer. You're very kind here. Okay, and here we are on the final sprint. You'll hear me start puffing a bit louder. Again, it always seems like further than you want it to be. It's a minute and a half till we finish from here. I think this guy in front started his sprint, but I think he started too early. And then I go and overtake him. There is a boy that runs past us in a minute. It seems to be jogging, which is disheartening. But it turns out he's not in the race. Let's just watch as we finish it off. Little uphill finish as well from here. Not super hard, just enough to be annoying. Yeah, he's not in it. But he does seem to be jogging while we're sprinting. So yeah, I could take a couple of good scalps at the end here. Very pleased. And you see the blue man comes into view. Just a couple of positions ahead. Well done, Rad. Keep it going right to the end. I didn't want to be pipped at the post.
26:05.
He's wrong, but there we go. Let's see you next week.